Hi, Arwen. Thanks for joining me again.
Thank you for having me.
So, this week on a call with Ilka, I think it's an amazing story about you and your son and issues or challenges you had around food. Can you tell me, so going into the call, what was the thing that you wanted to work on?
A mixture of things. One being my issues with food. And because I know my issues with food are reflecting on my issues with my son's eating as well. So I wanted to heal my own issues and at the same time take away the negative charge that I have with the way my son eats and the way others view how he eats as well.
Okay, so just to paint a bit of a picture for us, can you tell me what that looks like, what your son eats?
Um, tap, tap, tap. My son eats very small amounts of food. With his autism, he's extremely picky. He likes crunchy, salty foods, and he gets very dedicated to like only like 3 or 4 types of food. He won't budge from it. It's very stressful because I get very anxious about his nutritional needs, and he isn't underweight or anything, but from external forces, I'm constantly told like he needs to be eating better. He's not eating enough nutrition, and it always makes me feel like I'm not doing a good enough job as a mom.
Okay, awesome. So that's the stress that you're feeling around what he's eating and then what other people are telling you he should be eating. Yeah, is that
Yes.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So in the call with Ilka, when you went back into your own childhood, what did you find with your own eating habits as a kid?
I had complete different sides of the spectrum with my childhood because when I was from 3 years old to about 10, I lived with my dad, and it was very strict, healthy foods. I didn't have a choice in anything I ate. It got to the point to where I would, how gross can I get on here?
Yeah, go gross. Yeah.
I would end up like getting so sick from eating the vegetables, I'd throw them back up onto the plate, and my dad would force me eat them again, even after I did that. Switched to after 10, I lived with my mom. I had free range. I got what I wanted. It was always pizza, chicken, hot dogs, frozen pancakes, you name it, I got it whenever I wanted. No vegetables, no fruit, didn't get that forced on me at all. So coming into now, I'm very like all or nothing, and I'm still trying to figure out how to balance that because I still have this negative charge with fruits and vegetables. I'm plant-based, so it's a bit interesting trying to work through all of this, still holding certain residual negative energy on certain fruits or vegetables from those times. And I've tapped through a lot of them already. There are still a lot to go through. And I think that also is why I don't force fruits and vegetables on my son as much. I still try, but I don't want him to have what I went through, projection, to like choke and gag. And I would never make him eat them again. But knowing that I had one parent who gave me no freedom of what I wanted to eat or not let me be intuitively eating my food versus my mom, where I went crazy, where I was like, I never got to eat any of this food before, I'm going to eat it all. And I got really sick and overweight and
Right.
all that jazz. So it's like anger towards my dad that never gave me the freedom, then anger towards my mom that she gave me too much freedom, kind of thing.
And during the call with Ilka, you were able to tap that down, tap those emotions down around those memories.
Yeah, I was able to tap down most of them. There's still some to go because there were plenty of them. Tap down the anger and rage and change what food I was eating with my dad. And then with my mom, I know I was putting the love I felt like I wasn't receiving into that food. And so I put the love back into her. and was able to not focus on the food that I was eating, but I was able to enjoy the event that was happening between me and her, the energetic exchange versus like, ooh, what food am I eating right now?
Right. So you mean the memory when you're talking about that, you've changed the memories and put the love. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And so I think one of the amazing things doing this work is when we work on ourselves first, that things around us and people around us even appear to change. So can you tell me the day after the call, what happened with your son and the food he was eating?
Well, I'd like to preface it with, he always asks for more food. And I go, what do you want to eat? And he just says, food. And I'm like, thank you so much for that great description. So I decided to just buy some random fruits and vegetables. I was like, why not? Let's do it. And so I bought them. And last night he asked me, he wanted more food. And I was like, okay, let me see what I can do. And I just decided, with no expectation, no anxiety. That's like the big thing. You don't have anxiety behind like, well, what if he looks at it and gets upset or anything like that? I threw these little carrot chips on a plate. I put the plate in front of him and I walked away, and I was just like, you can try these if you want. And he walked over, grabbed it and took a bite, and then he just started eating them. And I recorded it. I was like, holy crap. Holy crap. I felt like Steve Irwin sneaking up on an animal and be like, watch as the little Bubby eats the carrot chips. I'm just like, I was just really excited. And even though after like 4 or 5 of them, he was done, that he had 4 or 5 carrots. Yeah. Like, he's never had carrots before. He was just like, what is this? I'm going to try it, which means he is open for the invitation of trying new things. It's all about how you present it. And as you change your own memories, the energy that you bring to when you give the option changes, because prior you would be stressed out about your own memories and all the times that you were presented this food with negative emotion. But if you change it to positive emotion in your memories, you're bringing the positive emotion into the present, into when you are giving that food to your child as well.
Yeah. So what would have happened previously? I know you mentioned it earlier, but when he asked for more food and he says food, and what was it looking like before you had the call with Ilka?
He would say more food. I would say what food. He would just say food. And then I would end up just going to grab his chips or his food pouches that he likes to eat. And then he would eat those. Then he'd ask for more food. And then I would try not to get in a little bickering fight with a 6-year-old, being like, you keep asking for food. I keep giving you all these options and you keep saying no. I would just get frustrated because it's like, I can't read his mind and he won't communicate what he wants for me or to me. So it was just a lot of frustration and feeling like I was missing this link between us that I just could not figure out.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Such a good story. Such a good story. When we work on ourselves, stuff outside us changes.
Yeah.
Yay. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. I'm sure that many mums out there will really resonate with the challenges around food with their kids.
Yes. And the biggest thing to realize is it's a roller coaster. It's going to go up and there sometimes might be downs, but you just baby steps. This was a baby step. Tomorrow he might not eat them. It's okay. I'm not going to like force them on him, but he's trying new things. And the realization that if he's willing to try something new, that's a step forward. And there might be steps back, but we know that we're going to keep going forward with everything that we're learning. Every time we heal a memory, we are healing our future.
And that with him, like, you're peaceful with whatever happens around food now. Yeah.
Yes.
Most of the time, I imagine. Yes, there's
most of the time.
Yeah, still some tapping to do, and
still some triggers coming up. Yeah. But I know I can get through them. That's the important part.
Yeah, awesome.